So hello, this is Christiane Wolf again, and this is a follow-up on the webinar that I did with Eric Golden a while ago. And the feedback that we got from you was that you actually would love to do a practice, do a guided meditation. And so that is what we will be doing today. And I just want to say a few words before this. So mindfulness meditation is just something that we're learning in general, and it is helpful for all areas in our lives, not just the pain. And so it can be very useful to learn mindfulness meditation, as I said, in general. And what we want to focus on here today is actually focus on discomfort or pain. What is really important is that you are not starting to try to be mindful when the pain is really, really bad. So you can see this a little bit like going to the gym, where you start when you want to lift weights, you start with weights that you can actually lift and you don't overdo it. So we would recommend that you start with this practice when the pain is low or like a low to medium level. And what's really important is that you can always stop, you can always back off. So the point is never to really like white knuckle anything or to stick with it or overwhelm yourself. So because that is really a part where you learn to take good care of yourself, which is really part of this practice that we want to learn. So, and with that, I will in a moment actually turn my video off so that since you will probably have your eyes closed anyways, so that you can really focus on doing this practice. All right, so we will be transition and I'm inviting you to take a body posture that is comfortable or as comfortable as possible. So if you're sitting on a chair, you can sit upright, making sure that your feet are on the ground. You can, of course, also do this lying down or standing. But since I'm sitting right now, I'm guiding from the place of seated meditation. All right, so let's just start by really bringing awareness from wherever the attention has been so far into the body. And let's start by bringing it into the feet. So noticing where the feet are in contact with the ground, feeling the supportive ground under your feet. So noticing whether your feet are in pain or not, because we want to really start paying more attention to areas of the body that are not in pain. And these can also be areas that we can return to when the practice just gets too intense otherwise. And then moving the attention to your hands, noticing where your hands are right now, and what your hands are in contact with. And again, maybe becoming aware that the hands are not in pain, if that is the case. So the feet or the hands can be anchor places to return back to. As we're doing this practice. And so the practice that I'll be moving us through today is called zooming in or zooming out. And that means we can either pay very close attention to an area that is uncomfortable or in pain, or we can zoom out so that that area is included in a bigger container. And you can do these practices independently once you've learned them. But today I will first lead us through the zooming in and then through the zooming out. So it can be helpful always to actually place a hand on the area that is uncomfortable or that is in pain. And what we want to do here is really we want to kind of convey the intention of kindness or friendliness. And so maybe just taking a moment, if you want to do this, to just rest your hand maybe on the belly or the stomach or the back. You can reach that. And again, just really maybe noticing for a moment that there is a hand supportive touch in that area of the body. And if you find it helpful, you can use the breath as if you could be breathing also into that area. And then notice what is arising as you are turning the attention towards this area that is not feeling well. Maybe noticing if there is some fear arising or some resistance arising, tension arising as you're even coming closer, and just noticing that, not pushing anything. And just becoming aware of that in itself can be really helpful. To know it's like, oh, there's not just the painful sensation, but there's also there are emotions around that. And as best as you can, allowing all of this to be here just for this moment. Again, maybe using the breath, feeling your hand on that area. And this might be enough for you today. Or if you want to, like, what you would do now is you would start to feel into the actual sensations of this pain or discomfort. And can you be curious about them? So, usually we're just pushing them away, but here we're inviting curiosity. So, where exactly is it in this moment? Like, does it have a size or a shape? Does it feel dense or tight or loose, hot or cold, or any other sensations? Remember that something like bad or terrible is not a sensation, that's an interpretation. So, this is what we call zooming in. And you can do that just for a brief moment or for a minute or two. And noticing if things are changing or if they feel very stagnant. And are they really? So, just like when you put a drop of paint into water, it spreads out watercolor. It's first intense and dense, and then it kind of becomes thinner and waters out. So, what we're doing is we're widening the circle from the area of pain and include more and more areas of the body. really the way we would zoom out with a camera lens. Remember to keep breathing. You can return your hand to your lap if you haven't yet, or just leave it where it is until you are aware of the whole body in this moment. And noticing at the same time areas that are in pain and areas that are not in pain. You might become aware that a lot more of your body is not in pain than there is in pain. Or maybe your experience is different. But again, can you be curious? Can you be curious about what is it like right now? Remember the breath and remember kindness. And you can either just stay here, and if, of course, the mind collapses back into the pain, you just practice opening back up again. And if you like, you can also play with, like seeing if you can open awareness beyond your body. So kind of becoming aware of the space around you. The space around you in the place or the room that you're in right now. Or you could even go beyond. And then, like in another minute or so, we'll be ending this meditation. So do what you need to do to close your meditation. And sometimes I like to end with just taking a couple of deeper breaths and to gently start to move the body, maybe stretch it a little bit in any way that feels helpful. And what we often do is we ring a bell at the end of a meditation, which is what I will be doing in a moment. Thank you for your practice and attention. So this is just a short meditation with 2 different practices. And if you're interested in doing more practices and practices that are related to pain or discomfort, then I can recommend my book, Outsmart Your Pain, which is short chapters that come with a written guided meditation and also an audio version, which you can access online once you purchase the book. So there are like lots of other meditations that I'm sure will make a lot of sense to you. Thank you.